All right, that's where I was wrong. I didn't know it had been that long.
Joe, what's going on with the TV situation for the men's
Oh,
and women's team this
it's a
year?
mess. It's Peacock.
Well, it's not all Peacock. Let's not get carried
No.
away here. But no, I mean the Big East decided to uh, open the rights up for bidding. NBC wanted to get involved. Fox wanted to get involved. ESPN wanted to stay involved. So now
It's all
you've
over.
got the game. I mean, look, I, I'm a little reticent to put it this way, but I think some of the women's fans are going to lose their minds trying to
Oh,
find where these games are.
they already are. Like for whatever reason, I'm in some of these Husky groups, which actually it's kind of nice because I do get some information that I probably wouldn't have gotten on my own. But it does seem a little hodgepodge and like trying to figure out which games are
every
where
week.
and do you have that service on your plan? I do miss the old CPTV days, man, of like you knew all the games that weren't nationally televised were on CPTV, and you were going to be paying $150 for a mug, and that's how we kept it alive. But at least it was like a central location of where to go.
Well, the same with SNY though, Maria. It was the
yeah. Although like SNY is interesting one because not all areas in Connecticut
Got
SNY was not
exactly.
Yeah, you still had to like add that, or you had to get a different TV service. So I know that was, a little bit of a mess. It was for me, like when I moved and I switched over some services, I had to add some stuff. So, hopefully they could maybe someone needs to publish like a Where's Waldo map of like here's where you go for this game and here's where you go. Here's what you need for the season.
I mean, when the schedules come out, all the TV providers are out there. Like the first game, because it's opening night and there's 11 Big East games, is on ESPN Plus, which is where, by the way, I do all my work now. But then you've got Peacock, FS1. The BYU game is on Fox. The Bryant game is on True TV.
So you're looking at the guys' schedule. What about the girls?
The girls' schedule is let's see what we got here.
It's
the girls. Here's the women's schedule. Louisville game is on ESPN. Florida State's on FS1. Loyola's on True TV, which everybody gets for the NCAA. So that's not, But I think the games that people are going to lose their minds are the Peacock games. I think that's the one because that's not a service that everybody gets. No. And I'm seeing 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 9 games on Peacock.
I know Joe doesn't know that one.
6, 7. No, exactly.
Well, no,
and there's a lot of FS1. No, I will say this to throw props to one of the TV stations up here. Channel 3 is going to do a 30-minute pregame for every men's and women's game. Now, they're not broadcasting the games.
Right.
So they're going out of their way to give people something, because people would get used to watching. The men have never had a pregame like that. The women would have it on SNY when it was Gary and Kara, and CPTV would have a pregame show. So at least Channel 3 is going to go over the edge, going to go above and beyond a little bit to give the people more UConn content. But, when there's a UConn game on FS1 or on True TV, to those outlets, even Peacock, it's just another game. It's not an event. On CPTV, and a lot of it was because they were trying to raise money, the game was treated as a bigger event. Even SNY did that. SNY did a lot of good peripheral programming, like Gino's show, like all the specials that they did. So they did Huskies All Access. SNY did a really good job with that. But as you say, there's parts in the Northeast corner that you don't get SNY.
No.
Yep. Now, who's going to be doing that show on Channel 3? Like, who's running that? Is that an alum who's going to be on? Like, I know Meg's done some stuff, and
Oh, I think it's going to be the Channel 3 sports staff. Is Joe Zone and Mark Robbins and
gotcha. Okay.
you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, and the nice part about what CPTV did and SNY did on the women's side, I can't speak as much to the men's, but you have some alumni that were a part of it that kind of they know a different layer about the program and about what's going on than your local sports guy does. So, I think that's going to be an adjustment for UConn fans throughout the state, because I do think Meg and Kara and some of the other people that have been a part of it over the years did a really good job of that personal touch and, had the relationships with the staff and the team that can get a little bit more inside information than just, that the regular sports talk radio can get. So,
well, it's just for on these other outlets, it's just another game.
Right.
It's not something special.
It's going to be, I think either way, it's going to be an adjustment for UConn fans across the state.
Yes, you're totally right. But a lot of them wanted to lose their blank when the games went from CPTV to SNY, and they eventually adjusted. And the people who had asked SNY saw that because SNY had more money behind it, was able to do more than CPTV. Just a fact of life. The broadcasts were better, not from a production standpoint. Don't get me wrong, because the CPTV people, Bob and Megan, did a terrific job. But for all the peripheral programming, SNY had more money to, when SNY was spending money on a UConn special, CPTV was spending it on Bernie and Friends. It's just a